Welcome to my realm, located beyond both time and space. It is well that thou art here. I am that which humans call Arceus. Now, I wish to know thine appearance. What is thy name? Akari. Soon thou shalt find thyself in a world strange to thee. A world inhabited by wondrous creatures that humans call Pokémon. Akari. Seek out all Pokémon, and thou shalt find me once more. Hello everybody, Hyper Mario Sunshine here, and welcome to my brand new Let's Play of Pokemon Legends Arceus. Wake up! Oh, do wake up, won't you? Are you alive, my girl? You gave me quite the shock, falling from the sky like that. But thank goodness, you seem unharmed. Where am I? Why, this is Prelude Beach, of course. Dear me, did the shock of your fall somehow addle your memory? I must say, your clothing is unusual. You wouldn't happen to be an acquaintance in these parts, would you? I don't know. I see. You seem to be in a bit of a pickle. Might I offer some directions? Do you have somewhere around here you could stay? No, nowhere. So you don't know anyone here, and you don't even know where to spend the night? Well, this is a proper pickle indeed. Are you sure, quite sure, you'll be able to survive? Somehow, I guess. I see. Well, no gentleman would abandon a person in such a need. Quoo! Foom! Fish flash! I wish you just said Asha Asha. Oh my! I'd completely forgotten. I had just caught up to these three runaway Pokemon when you tumbled out of the sky. It's almost as if they knew you'd appear here. Ah, but do you even know what a Pokemon is? Of course I do. My, that's a relief. Though you fell from the sky, it seems we have some common ground, eh? Yes, well, these three Pokemon belong to me. Mysterious creatures that they are. Oh, yes, and what might your name be? Oh ho! So you're called Akari. That name has quite the ring to it. I imagine it must have some lovely meaning. Oh, but I do apologize. I haven't even introduced myself. My name is Laventon. I am something of a Pokemon professor. That is to say, I'm a scholar seeking to deepen our understanding of Pokemon. Yes, Pokemon such as these three... Oh, blast and bother! My darling Pokemon, why must you run from me again? I'm terribly sorry, but do you think you could help me round them up? I beg you. Wait, you three, wait! So here we are. This is a very unique Pokemon game, and yeah, it is a huge prequel to that of the Sinnoh games that I did long time ago. I did Pokemon Diamond, and obviously that Let's Play is very old and very, very dated, but, you know, I kind of wanted to make this a sequel series, a tribute to that. So it does show us a little of the controls. We could press down the left control stick to dash, obviously to move as well. We could point up and we could see that we have our progress here. We do have a settings bar as well, much like in other Pokemon games. So we have the game controls, in general and for battling. And obviously general settings. It already has everything to default for fast. And motion sensitivity if you want to use our motion controls instead of for our camera. And, well, and whatnot. And, yeah. Dynamic range, just the ratio between loudest and quietest sounds to make it easier to hear. So, yeah. It has a lot of settings and whatnot. Just your standard basic beginning for Pokemon. So anyways, we do have a little thing over here that is gleaming with light. There's a glowing, beeping object over there. And let's investigate, indeed. You found something that resembles a phone. It's probably your phone, but it's changed shape. You feel a strange power emanating from it. A message appeared on the screen. I bestow upon thee this Arc phone, and thy mission, seek out all Pokemon. Seems that Arceus has basically given us our mission already, but we need to find out where we are, and also we need to help out Professor Laventon. So, let's go do that. Alas, yet another miss. Aha! I'm glad you've come to my rescue, my new friend from the sky. I tried catching my little runaways by tossing some Pokeballs their way, but I'm not the best at this sort of thing, you see. I'd love to give you a go at it, but perhaps I should tell you a bit about these three first. Now that one is Rowlet. Rowlet can photosynthesize like a plant, and apparently it battles using its sharp feathers. That one over there is Cyndaquil. The fire burning on Cyndaquil's back will flare up whenever it is surprised or irate. The one Pokemon near the pond is Oshawott. Oshawott naps while floating on the water, and it can battle using the shell-like object on its belly. Oh my! I nearly forgot to cover the most crucial thing, how to go about catching Pokemon. Here you go, here you are, my girl. Pokeballs! Throw these at Pokemon to catch them. We've obtained 50 Pokeballs. A mysterious ball that can be thrown at wild Pokemon in order to catch them. These balls can be crafted by hand if you gather the necessary materials. Ah, but that won't do for an explanation, will it? I do apologize. Let me be more thorough. Now I've mentioned already that Pokemon are strange, marvelous creatures. What's so strange about them, you ask? Well, each and every Pokemon is able to shrink itself down into minuscule size. And that's where Pokeballs come in. Pokeballs are a recent invention, you see. Throw one of them at a Pokemon and why, the Pokemon will shrink down and fit inside the ball, comfy as can be. And with that, you've caught a Pokemon. I know we've just met, but I'm afraid I've no one else to turn to. I'd be awfully grateful if you could catch my 3 runaways. Now, the proper technique is to take aim at the Pokemon and then let the ball fly. It's quite simple, though far be it from me to say so, I suppose, given my own dire lack of skill in this area. Alright, so it's going to give us a quick little tutorial. We hold down ZR with the Pokeball ready to aim and release it to fire at will. And we could press B to cancel it. As simple as that. So, yeah, and you could also lock on with ZL. As you can see, it's kind of like a Zelda game in a way. You can also crouch with B. Also turn the camera with ZL, much like it as well. So yeah, crouching does help when it comes to sneaking up. Also, that little radar does tell you kind of like the difficulty of the Pokemon to catch. So yes, our first Pokemon here is Rowlet. Let's go throw one out of the way, and we have caught our first Pokemon. Oh, wonderful! You've caught a Pokemon! It seems you've quite the knack for this Pokemon catching business, Akari. Jolly useful skill to have around here. Only one of my darling runaways left now. Still, this is most unusual. You don't seem fearful of Pokemon in the slightest. I guess you must say it must be an intuition. So next up, we will be catching Cyndaquil. And also, without locking on, oh yeah, they do get aggressive. We will find out much later about this aggressiveness. And you could also do a back attack as well for a much easier catch. As you can tell by that critical that hit there of sorts. I can hardly believe it. Akari! Incredible! You know many people fear to even approach Pokemon, never mind catch them. Bravo indeed! Just one more to go. Let's wrap this up sharpish, shall we? So yeah, I probably will explain afterwards like why I did this for my huge passion project Let's Play. I will explain it eventually. And there we go. Oh! Okay then. Ah yes, I'm afraid that can happen. Pokeballs are hardly 100% foolproof. Give it another go, old girl. Yeah, let's do that. Let's actually try not using the Z targeting and actually aim at it. Let's go, and there we have it. All 3 of them are now captured. Thank you very much indeed. Oh, what a relief to have them all back. You see, the 3 Pokemon you've caught have only just arrived at the village to help with our research. They won't listen to anyone. And as I mentioned, they bolted from the village almost as if they knew you'd come falling. I must say, Akari, I was taken back by how well you use Pokeballs. How is it that you can catch Pokemon so ably when you've only just arrived here? One can't help but think there's a reason you appeared here now. Seek out all Pokemon. An object is an arc phone, you say? What an odd device. Could it be guiding you somehow? If you indulge me for a moment, there's something I'd like to share with you. You see, I have a dream to compile this region's first complete record of its Pokemon. When in the fields, call such a catalog a Pokédex. Yes, a proper Pokédex is a wonderful work of research, containing detailed records of all the Pokemon to be found in a region. But in order to properly document Pokemon, one must, of course, catch them. But therein lies the rub, I'm afraid. Pokeballs, have only just been invented, and not many have mastered the skill of using them. Enter you, a person with a clear talent for catching Pokemon. Your goal is to seek out every Pokemon, and mine is to have all those Pokemon caught. A situation ripe for teamwork, don't you agree? Come on, come now. What do you say? Shall we help one another out, my girl? You've convinced me. Then whoever and from wherever you may be, I welcome you with open arms. We've a Pokédex to complete. First things first, let's get these Pokemon back to the village. Then we'll sort out your lodgings and find you some proper clothes and a meal and all that. Follow me onward to Jubilife Village. And can't help but notice what's going on that huge mountain. Thank you for your tirelessness work, keeping us safe, my good guardsman. This young lady was of great assistance to me and my Pokemon, so I hope you'll forgive my bringing her into the village for a bit. And here we are. Yeah, this is Jubilife Village. This way, if you please. Jubilife Village. It's come a long way thanks to the fine people of the Galaxy Expedition team. The road we're on now is known to locals as Canales Avenue. The village was built scarcely 2 years ago. I guess we can't really read all of it. And since we know so little of the local Pokemon, people hesitate to set outside of the village. Now the impressive building up ahead is the Galaxy Hall, headquarters with its entire outfit. It seems like everybody's staring at us and wondering who we are. Oh, botheration! I had almost forgotten. I need to go and report that we successfully recovered the escaped Pokemon. Might I ask you to wait for me at the canteen? It's just past this bridge here, then to the left. The Wallflower, it's called. Your ARC phone is beeping. Somehow it seems to show where you need to go to next. And yeah, it does show us a destination, so that's basically how far our destination is. So yeah, we look very out of place. Let's see. I'm pretty new to the village myself. I try to talk to everyone I meet, so I always learn something new. So we could go around and explore the village for a bit. This region's huge, and there's lots of dangerous Pokemon too, but you came here anyway. How come? Waka. Back in my hometown, I've got an older brother who's going to inherit the family farm and all. But I'm going to make my own way here in Hisui. Big farm. So yeah, this is pretty far back in the past. Canala Bridge. And yes, this is indeed Jubilife City many years ago. And here we go. This is where we need to be. Well now, aren't you awfully suspicious? The Wallflowers for Galaxy Team folk only. We don't have seat for outsiders. Move along. Who in the world are you? And what's that bizarre garb you're wearing? A Pokemon could slice right through those flimsy excuse for clothes. For you to get in here, someone must have vouched for you. Was it Professor Laventon? Do you two know each other? He's from a region a long way off. Not the most reliable sort, though letting Pokemon run off and give him the slip and all. 3 more of them got away just a while ago. If I hadn't been resting up after some Pokemon drubbed me with the move called Thundershock, I'd have quarreled them for sure. But the professor, well... Fortunately, is just as Ray says, I'm a clumsy sort of fellow, to put it mildly. Ah! everything will be quite all right now. Akari here has agreed to help us with our Pokédex. As in, she's going to join the Survey Corps? What makes you think that's a good idea? We can't just take any misfit who wanders out of the wilderness. I'll allow it. Gah! Assuming the individual can contribute to the Survey Corps, that is. I am captain of the Galaxy Team Survey Corps. You may call me Silene. Professor Laventon has told me how you helped secure his Pokemon when they slipped his control. And now it seems he would like us to feed and house you in exchange for your ongoing labor. You look to be 15 or so. Quite old enough to work for your keep. But we can't simply take on a stranger who wanders in among us without any idea of their skills or origins. Tomorrow we shall see if you can prove yourself worthy. Aho! A most reasonable decision, Captain. Now, would you care to join us for a meal? I'm sure you've got plenty of questions for our visitor. That's quite all right. I prefer to eat alone, so I might appreciate my meals without distraction. Aloof as always, I see. Well, no matter. The rest of us can share a meal and some pleasant conversation, then, eh? Benny, old chum, the usual potato mochi, if you please. But make it for 3 today. Wonderful stuff, Benny. Much obliged. Your potato mochi never failed to please. Where did you find this stranger in the first place, Professor? Oh, well, you know, the great hole in the sky, the one people call the space-time rift? Our new friend fell right out of it. Was that a joke? I like how he nodded at that. Come now, I am a scientist. My job is to observe and explain any and all phenomenon. I concern myself only with facts. Now, you already know there are many Pokemon here in the Hisui region. Sure, they're all over the place, in the grass, in the forest, in the ocean. It's up to us in the Survey Corps to study them and figure out what kind of creatures they are. Well, we know this much. Pokemon are terrifying creatures. It's all but impossible to know what kinds of powers they might possess, or what sorts of wondrous things they can do. But that's where Akari will come in. She successfully caught 3 Pokemon, 3 of them in quick order, you understand. Nobody in the Galaxy team is capable of a feat such as that. This means we can finally begin our Pokemon research in earnest. That's really something. We count ourselves lucky that when we managed to catch a single wild Pokemon, while fending off their attacks. Ah, well, to be perfectly fair, the Pokemon that fled to the beach weren't on the attack, but the key to catching Pokemon is getting close enough to aim your Pokeball well, and it seems our new friend is fearless enough to do just that. Does the Survey Corps really have the leeway to be enjoying such a leisurely meal with this outsider? Your captain just ordered 10 whole portions of potato mochi, you know. The slow progress on the Pokédex of yours has her on edge. I'm sure we'll start to rein in the good captain's stress eating soon enough. Now, have your fill, Akari. And think, if you made it into the Galaxy team, you'll never have to worry about a meal again. The team provides for all its members' needs, even if said members fell out of the sky. All filled up and it's early nighttime. I actually do want to try potato mochi. That sounds kind of delicious. That was quite delicious indeed. You're awfully relaxed about all this, you know. But you do know that we won't get to have Akari join the Survey Corps unless she passes a trial. Not to worry, I have complete confidence in Akari's skill. Let's hope it's not misplaced. Akari, was it? For tonight, at least, we will provide you with a place to sleep. You may use our quarters there. But if you fail to pass the trial we put up to you tomorrow, you must move on. You will be expelled from the village to meet your fate and perhaps your death in the wilds. Jeez. Yeah, I already like our protagonist here. Captain Silene's like Hisui. In a way, they're both plenty harsh. Now, she simply puts on a stern front to help keep us all safe. At any rate, I think it's time we turned in for the night, eh? It's a good thing one can't fall out of the futons we sleep in here. I imagine our new friend has had enough falling for one day. And with that, I bid both of you a good night. Yeah, sleep tight. Still, people falling from the sky, that's kind of a story. So yeah, I just gotta say, I do love our protagonists, like how they just like react to everything, like their emotions are just already full of them. Commander Commando is fantastically strong. Rumor has it he once sent a Pokemon flying with one of those sumo throws he's so proud of. Well, better not mess with him. Got some stores around here. Now, who might you be? I haven't seen you here in the village before. I've never seen clothes quite as like yours, hon. Where might they be from? So we do see some faces, and they do seem familiar if you guys have played Pokemon games before. Well, let's enter in. Yeah, I do like our protagonists, like their facial reactions, and just how they interact with the environment, and just how confused they are at first, but they are just also just skilled because they've been taken from another world. But yeah, let's go. Very traditional, very definitely very Japanese. And I like it. I really like this game a lot. So I just wanted to show you guys just how much this game meant to me in 2022, and like it's one of my favorite games of all time. I think it's one of my top 3 favorite Pokemon games. And also I kind of wanted to explore this land here in particular. So let us rest. And I do apologize if this is a rather long and slow start, but that's just how a lot of older games are. Especially not older games. A lot of RPGs are in general. Just a lot of slow starts, but it'll pick up. Hey, in there, you awake? That was some wild lightning last night, right? Anyway, if you're up, come on out. It's a jug used to store drinking water. It has a lid on the top to keep debris from falling in. Looks like a chest that could store lots of items inside. Alright, so that'll come in handy later on. Anyways, let's go and exit. I had the camera awkwardly there for a second, but it seems that we got that situated. Did you sleep all right? I know it's not easy in a strange new land. We better not keep Captain Silene waiting. Let's hurry to headquarters. So yeah, if you notice our outfit here, this is definitely based off of Alola, which was our second to last Pokemon adventure behind, Fire Red, Leaf Green. I know you guys may be wondering, but didn't you do like a, Pokemon Ranger? I consider spin-offs different from the full-line main games, so yeah. Just really wanted to do this one in particular. Here we are, Galaxy Hall. What do you think? Ever seen a building this grand before? Don't give up! Keep those eyes open! The wild Pokemon, they were everywhere, attacking from all sides. I sent out my partner Pokemon, but against a whole pack, outnumbered. This is what happens when you go so far afield, but the medical corps will put you to rights. You do realize that if you fail your trial and get flung out of the village, you could, well, die out there? Well, you might die even sooner than that if you have to take on this trial without a Pokemon to be your partner. Captain Silene, ma'am, I've brought Akari. You may enter. Let us get straight to it. If you wish to join the Galaxy Expedition team, prove yourself capable by going out into the Obsidian Fieldlands and catching 3 different species of Pokemon: Bidoof, Starly, and Shinx. 3 species right away? But none of us have ever managed that. Did the stranger not catch 3 different Pokemon yesterday? Wait, only yesterday? My trial should be simple enough for her if the professor wasn't exaggerating things, that is. The Galaxy team does not have the means to provide for those who only take without giving. If you wish to stay, you must prove beyond any doubt that you'll be an asset to our cause. We'll lend you one of our Survey Corps satchels to carry whatever you may need in the field. And we already have our bag of sorts. That whatever it is you're wearing doesn't suit our satchels in the least. Ray, I'll expect you to step in if anything goes awry. And we got our first mission. You can check missions by pressing Y on our ARC phone. Pardon, Akari. Come with me a moment. Now then, a jolly good morning to everyone. What did you need, Professor? In order to complete our Pokédex, well, simply survive in this unforgiving land, Akari absolutely must pass this trial. And as a professor of Pokemon, I've got just the ticket to help accomplish that. Woo! Foom! Bish Flash! Go on, Akari, pick the Pokemon that strikes your fancy. With a partner of your own, you'll be able to fight off wild Pokemon outside the village. These darlings are very dear to me, but it's plain to see they are rather curious about you. Well, my girl, which Pokemon would you like to keep as your own? So, we have 3 options here, and this is going to be a first time in any Pokemon playthrough that we have, and that is bios! Yes, and I made these all on my own. And first up is Rowlet. Rowlet here is a grass-flying Pokemon. It is a very, it's very cute. It's definitely got the most, liked one of the Alola starters, in terms of its, first stage evolution. And, yeah, it does, all these Pokemon do evolve at level 17, and they evolve at level 36 for their final evolution. Although you will see that this is much different in this game than compared to others. But yeah, so a very good solid start. It does have dual typing, which will change once it gets to its final evolution. Overall, it focuses a lot on its decent speed, but it has some really good attacking power. And overall, it's going to be nice, a nice grass starter. Next up is Cyndaquil, who is going to be our fire starter. And yeah, this is one of the Pokemon I was mentioning that will evolve differently in this game, and that is because in Heart Gold, Soul Silver, or Crystal, or Gold Silver, Cyndaquil will usually evolve at level 14 and evolve much later. But in this game, it evolves at level 17. Cyndaquil packs a lot of firepower. It is the fastest among the 3, and it also has quite a bit of utility as well, with some smoke screens and whatnot. It could be useful, and it could be one of the few fire Pokemon that you may use on this journey. And lastly, of the 3, is Oshawott, the kind of balanced one of the 3. And, yeah, it does evolve to a Water-Dark type at the end. There is a triangle going around here. You have Grass Fighting, Water-Dark, and Fire Ghost. Oshawott here is adorable, and he's from the Unova region. We've actually been to 2 of these regions before, and Oshawott is the only one we have yet to go to. But yeah, Oshawott's a very solid mixed attacker, and it's basically the middle of the bunch. You can't go wrong with something that can do most of the things pretty well, while not being the best, but it can certainly do it better. One thing better than the other, and be like a solid middle ground. And anyways, which one are we going to pick? Well, I think since we've already been on journeys with Johto starters and Alolan starters, I think we're going to go with Oshawott. Do you want Oshawott as your first partner? Yes. I already love the joy I see in our protagonist's face. And with that, one of the Pokemon you caught at Prelude Beach will now be yours to keep. Good show. I've tucked Oshawott back inside its Pokeball for you, so take it. It's yours. And we have received Oshawott. A word of advice, my girl. Pay close attention to which Pokeballs are empty and which ones contain a Pokemon when you're out of the field. Cuckoo! Boom! Look at those 2 cheer on their pal Oshawott. Or maybe they just wanted to help Akari with her trial. That could well be. They'd go dashing from the village when Akari fell out of the sky, after all. Well, not to worry, you two. I'll have you assist me with my research for now. Boom! By the by, what species has Captain Silene charged you with catching? Well, that's smashing! All 3 of those species can be found in the Obsidian Fieldlands. Let me give you the Pokeballs to use during your trial, then. Okay, obtain 20 Pokeballs. Those Pokeballs may be handcrafted, but they work a treat, as you've already seen. You'll have this trial cleared in no time. Let's be off. I'll show you the way to the Obsidian Fieldlands. Meet me at the gate to your left as you leave headquarters. Alright, so as you can see here on the bottom right, we have our Pokemon here, and you can also switch between Pokeballs and the Pokemon that you're going to send out. It's our current location. If you go to the Pokemon, you could actually change its name. And our Oshawott here is a male. And here's the difference between this game and other Pokemon mainline games, is that there are no abilities. And there are no EVs or IVs. This game kind of works differently, but does have natures. Our Oshawott here is Lax. It's got defense up and special defense lowered, so I guess it's kind of okay. But yeah, this is what replaces it. You see those numbers next to each thing. That is what is different. So it's kind of like an Eevee sort of thing, but not really. It's kind of weird. So yes, Oshawott here is our partner. And also, as you can see, HP is kind of different too, because that's pretty high for a level 5 Pokemon. But what shall we name our Oshawott, you may ask? Well, we're going to do that right now, actually. So it's a pretty lax nature. And I have decided that I will name it. Alright, after a while of thinking, we are going to name our Oshawott Muramasa. And we will see the meaning of this name once it fully evolves. So anyways, let's get on. So you can see our destination's right over there, and we see Ray is talking to someone in a interesting outfit. Oh? What a curious getup you have there. I can already tell you're quite the character. I'm Volo of the Ginkgo Guild. the go-to choice for any of your mercantile needs here in Hisui. I've heard talk about you. Fell from the sky, didn't you? Now that's certainly a tale I'd like to hear. Oh, and you've a Pokémon. You're certainly full of interesting surprises. Investigating the odd and novel is key to any good merchant's success. So what do you say? How about you and I see how our Pokémon stand up to one another in battle? Let's go for it. I like you better and better. What a delightful find. I've also heard about this trial you're to attempt. Let's have a quick battle to get your blood pumping before you head out. Though, I hope you know you'll lose if your Pokemon's HP reaches 0. Ginkgo Guild member Volo challenge you to our battle! And he's sending out Togepi! So our first battle here in Hisui! Let's go Murasama! Or Muramasa. So yeah, as you can see, it's way different, and you can also go walk around in battle, so you could change the angle or view of the fight at any time. You can even go right next to the whoever you're fighting, or even in the middle of battle too, like right in between. But for now, yeah, the UI is pretty different too. You have B to run, you have up for items, down for Pokemon, and you have A to fight. As you can see, we only have tackle. Yeah, we do have a lot of HP. This is definitely a very different Pokemon game compared to what we've done before. Alright, let's see if we get one more tackle in. And there we go, we've won our first battle. And battle has been decided. Moves, items, use them well, and the world will open up to you. And a level up. And a new move. So this is going to be a massive, huge expansion for us to learn about. So yeah, we will be doing that along the way. It's always good fun to have your Pokemon do battle, don't you think? And as they gain experience through battle, they'll learn more moves and grow even stronger. More tutorial stuff. But so few people have their own Pokemon. If only more knew how to use Pokeballs. At any rate, let me help out our two battlers recover from their little exercise. And to you, my Skyfallen friend, I present some potions and thanks. Receive 5 potions. You can use them on your Pokemon whenever they might be worn out from battle. I'll be hoping that you're successful on that trial of yours. More Galaxy Team members means more customers for yours, truly, after all. And there he goes. If you can battle that well, I've got a feeling you may have your trial well in hand, even if it's more to do with catching the battling. Now, to Obsidian Fieldlands. Whenever you leave Jubilive's village, you have to pick a destination from your map and let the guardsmen know where you're off to. That way, someone can collect you if things go wrong. Hey, I hope you make it through this. Alright, but I think we shall be saving that for the next episode. This has already been very eventful. I guess before we end off, Tsumugi here has Pokemon terrify me. Even going out there to gather berries is the worst. Yes, she has an item storage here, so we can place any of our items here. There is, unfortunately, no items already inside the storage, so yeah, it's not like we have a PC and, we could store items in. But yes, next time on Pokemon Legends Arceus, we will be setting out and doing our first trial in the Obsidian Fieldlands. And we have also obtained our first partner Pokemon, and we've also won our first battle. So we shall see you guys then.